What's up everybody, Serenity here, and today I wanted to jump into a topic that some YouTubers and a big part of the community is discussing, and it is the one-shot headshot mechanic that we have in Siege. If you're not that familiar with it, here's how it works. No matter from what distance, what caliber, how many walls that shot went through, if a bullet touches the head of someone, he dies. Period. Some people really like this mechanic and some totally hate it. And so today I'll tell you some arguments for and against this damage model, occasionally giving you the obvious counter argument. Alright, so let's get into it. I'll start with the good points of having this damage model. Firstly, the one-shot headshot damage model has been a part of the Rainbow Six series. You know, it's always been like that, and if they would change it, they would separate from the roots even more. Now, honestly, I don't really think it's a big deal to Ubisoft because, you know, let's be honest, Siege is totally different from all the other Rainbow Six games at that point. So that argument isn't really a strong one. It's still worth considering though. The second argument is that one-shot headshot is realistic, and it's true. You know, in real life, if you take a shot to the head, you're gonna go down unless a miracle happens. And you know, if they would change that, I think it would turn some people off. The counter argument to that is that video games are extremely far from reality. I mean, we flick on people's head in milliseconds, having pinpoint accuracy in full auto. Real soldiers just can't do that. That thought opens some possibilities. Maybe the problem is not the one-shot headshot, but the accuracy that's available in video games. We'll expand on that later. One of the stronger arguments for the one-shot headshot is that it's the identity of the game. I mean, people that play the game enjoy the game that way, and you know, if they would change it, it would upset a bunch of players, and I don't know if a lot of people would come to the game just because of that. So yeah, like, in my opinion, Ubisoft is committed in that sense, and I don't know if it would be a good thing to change it. And finally, in my opinion, the strongest argument for the one-shot headshot is that the game is not about gunplay at all, it's about the approach and positioning. Removing the one-shot headshot would remove some of that emphasis and make the game feel a little bit more like the other shooters out there. Some people even go as far as saying that the game would be just like Call of Duty if they remove that mechanic, which is just crazy to me. I mean, Siege is different from Call of Duty in so many different ways than just a one-shot headshot. Now, I have to say that I agree with this argument, and you know, it's personal. Some people want this game to have gunplay and strategy, and some people want it to only have strategy and very little gunplay, and it's different from person to person because it depends on your vision of the game. Let's now get into the arguments against the one-shot headshot. First, at a competitive level, most of the weapons are useless because if it's a one-shot headshot game, all you really need is a gun that shoots quickly and accurately. You know, damage is a negligible stat if you can hit the head. That creates problems where Glaz's sniper rifle, which is his main weapon, and his special ability is comparable to the SMG, aka the MAC-10, which is a secondary weapon. That's also true for the CAMRS and the 417. At a high level on PC, no one ever uses them. Not only is it taking away most of the weapons from the game, but it's also taking away most of the optics. All you need is headshots. That's why you see everyone using ACOGs in tournaments. So basically, if you want to improve, you can't really choose your loadout all that much. It's already all planned out for you. Get the fast-firing stable gun, put an ACOG on it, and go shoot some heads. Also, when you're playing against players that know how to shoot, armor is pretty much useless. A fast operator that can strafe left and right quickly is always better than one with armor. That's why you never see Fuse, Tachanka, or Kapkan used in tournaments. And to the surprise of many, IQ is very frequently picked in tournaments as she has high mobility. No armor, you say? Well, that doesn't really matter. Another argument could be that, as the game is right now, playing shields is like playing the lottery, especially now that they have removed the quickscoping timing. Right now, as a shield, when you see an enemy, let's say medium range, you spam the trigger as fast as you can and you try to get a lucky headshot on him. I mean, where's the skill in that? If the one-shot headshot was not a thing, Ubisoft could make the shield operators a lot more accurate without making them imbalanced. That would make their effectiveness predictable and consistent. It would also make the experience a lot more fun to the shield players and also the other players, as they wouldn't get one-shotted randomly. And the last and strongest point against the one-shot headshot is that, let's be honest guys, we don't have the best servers right now. Having the one-shot headshot mechanic just makes the pace of the combat insanely fast, and obviously the faster the pace is, the more accurate the servers have to be. A good example of that would be that because of the peeker's advantage, it's impossible to hold corners without an enormous amount of cover. That forces everyone to always peek, even if you're a defender and you just want to hold an angle. That's clearly not what the developers were thinking. Having a longer time to kill would make the fights more fair in between the peekers and the campers, and thus would expand the fighting tactics to more than just peeking. So as you can see guys, there's plenty of arguments for both sides, and it gets a lot more complex than most people seem to think. At first, I really liked this damage model, and then I started to really hate it, and now I honestly don't know where I stand. I would like to hear what you guys think. Do you think that the damage model needs a change, or is it the accuracy that's the problem? Maybe it's just the servers, or is there any problem at all? Tell me in the comments guys. If you don't think that there's any problem at all and you're playing on PC, I invite you to go watch some tournament games on twitch.tv. I'm sure you'll be surprised to see the players' playstyle. And don't forget that this video is made from a guy that plays against the top players on PC. You know, this whole thing could be different from a casual player or a console player point of view. Alright guys, as per usual, thanks for the support, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. So in general, the ACOG will make you a lot stronger on one angle instead of average on multiple angles at once. So if you have a team with ACOGs all looking in different directions, assuming that you have good communication, then the tunnel vision nature of this optic becomes a good thing. You'll just trade a lot more efficiently on all fronts. It's also amazing at taking large groups of enemies from behind. With the SMG9, it's easy to run out of ammo when that happens, but with the Super 90, it's a piece of cake. It's also very good at peeking corners because of the peeker's advantage.